Japa Saraswati? Do you want to mute yourself?
Oh, okay. We're good. Yes, we're live streaming. It just took me a minute to hook that up. Um, it's a very long message, so I'm gonna t first send it to everybody's text message, and then I'm going to put it up on the screen because it's much too long for the Zoom chat. So I'm ready. It's just going to take me a moment to, oh, we have to tune in. We have to
That's right.
first.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So here we go. S- Stand, stand straight, palms together. Breathe. And inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om
Um,
Namo Gurudev Namo. Om
Namo
Namo
Gurudev.
Gurudev Namo. Adkare Name, Jugakare Name, Sakare Name, Siri Gurudev Name, Adkare Name, Jugakare Name, Sakare Name, Siri Gurudev Name, Adkare Name, Jugakare Name, Sakare Name, Siri Gurudev Name. And breathe. Hard breath. Okay. So Japa Saraswati, let's see.
Yes,
Okay.
we're getting
So,
somebody else come in. Oh, it's Sahaj.
oh, Sahaj. Okay, good. Now, Sahaj, be sure to tune in. And also, oh, who else is here? Anybody?
Maybe it's somebody coming.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay. So, Sahaj, I'm going to tell you about the message is very long. Okay.
Yes, I was just now reading.
Oh, okay. So, so this is coming definitely. Okay. So we should come from our text, from our, oh, there you go.
I'm trying, it's on one, here it is. I have to minimize this one. I don't know if you guys can see this one. And then I'm gonna, how about I read it?
Oh, yes. Now wait, just a minute.
Thank you for reading.
I
Yeah.
think I can actually make it bigger.
Oh, perfect.
Wait a minute. Okay, so on this right side, oh, those are the little vignettes for our people. Oh,
Oh, if I talk, does this help? Because now
oh, wait a minute. I know how to do that. Okay, go ahead. Say what?
uh I think I'm screen sharing, so I think if I'm talking, you guys will be able to see what the text is on the screen, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
I'm just amazing all the things that you suddenly were able to do all of this.
I
Thank
know.
you, dear. Okay, so please uh, read from Japa Saraswati slowly,
Okay.
because it's a lot of stuff.
It's going to take a long time to read, you guys.
Okay,
Light workers. As you know, I am an intuitive, a healer, and an artist, but I am definitely not a physicist, although Babasiti Chand lets me know what we need. For instance, today we are understanding about Aquarian love to transform us and help our Mother Earth. But of course, we might feel that such simple, pure, and beautiful emotions within us cannot possibly use our great loving energies against such terrible murders, wars, deep hurts, world catastrophes, and so much more. But today we are finding about our own human energies. We have actually found us to be locked within our own human energetic heart centers. Human lineage has kept us in our own deep, dark secrets for power, control, greed, etc. And this has been during our Piscean age for at least many more ages. For our current reality framework or our operating system that is based from the fourth dimension, that has been constructed for our linear time from those speed of light frequencies. As Einstein remembered, E equals mc squared, named as energy equals mass times speed of light squared. That is our current fourth dimension reality. Now, this amazing Piscean age is changing these energy mechanism frequencies to the fifth dimension for our humans, as well as from this whole earth. We have found that Babasiti Chand has told us that with the change of the Aquarian age, our light frequencies are incredibly speeding up. So that is the spiritual light, which is more like love as God frequencies. The result means that our new realities completely change our physical operating system as our coming consciousness framework becomes our fifth dimension. For instance, from the fifth dimension, you will no longer continue your former method of linear time, which is the fourth dimension, but rather from the fifth dimension. You can get time whenever you want for you or others, for past, present, future, etc. Solid material can become transparent. Telepathy, telelocation, and lots more from our new consciousness know reality. About 35 years ago, when I was healing with a fellow, I heard that from his future, we found that we would be able to power his computer from his heart-loving energies. And also during that time, I was listening from Soul for several people who wanted to know about their future. I found that they would fly. I thought, how weird. How can that happen? With our sibling ET's frequencies have outrageous abilities to help us, such as healing our human minds, emotions, and bodies. These are a few bits from the Aquarian shift for the actual new age. Here's the big deal. This means that your own key portal needs to open your own consciousness to be completely from your own free will. That doesn't just think about that, but know within you. And as we are learning, we need to have the very clear high frequencies of love that use coherent light. Now, Baba Siddhi Chand has let us know that within the old fourth dimension, regular light is incoherent light. That normal light consists of light waves with random, uncorrelated phases and often different frequencies, meaning their peaks and troughs don't line up. But again, ETs have whispered to scientists to develop coherent light. They were able to apply machines with lasers, holography, quantum technologies that can secure communication with precise measurements, and so on. When the scientists originally used incoherent light waves to move certain special incoherent light beams through a red ruby crystal that yield highly synchronized light waves, that powerful light becomes as a coherent light beam, and light coherent frequencies are completely needed at that time through our human Aquarian frequencies. I need to read that paragraph again.
Sure.
When the scientists originally used incoherent light waves to move certain special incoherent light beams through a red ruby crystal that yield highly synchronized light waves, that powerful light becomes as a coherent light beam, and light coherent frequencies are completely needed at that time through our Aquarian frequencies. Baba Siddhi
Wait,
Chand.
wait a minute. Japa Saraswati, is that okay?
Yes, I just needed to read it a couple of times to make sure that it would sink in for me.
That would be good.
Really
Thank you.
understand it. I needed to understand what it was that I was reading better.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Um, Baba Siddhi Chand is delighted to use our own red ruby crystal from your own heart center that comes from your heart breath, becomes coherent light, and then moves your strong breath from the coherent light through that velocity from your potent energies that becomes completely powerful, true love. So you can imagine that strong heart breath through your coherent, light, fifth dimension frequencies. You could use all kinds of extraordinary ET-like tools, such as holding up the outrageous energies of Mother Earth, laser quickly dig out a huge, excuse me, 1 second. So you can imagine that strong heart breath through your coherent light fifth dimension frequencies. You could use all kinds of extraordinary ET-like tools, such as holding up the outrageous energies of Mother Earth, laser quickly dig out huge tunnels, transport crafts through other galaxies, and more. However, We could only use these energies within clean, pure, coherent, light love. That's because dark frequencies can't move these frequencies from your heart. That is not actually evil or bad as we thought that, but these physics actually can't flow with these dark energies. So, sweet ones, this is so important to transform any dark energies within your aura and karmas, such as transform your hurtful energies. If you compel over others, or if you allow yourself to be compelled from others because you can't be your truth self so much more. So heal, clear your energies to truly change within yourself. Actually, all of these terrible hurts are actually to use these situations for your own learning through your amazing growth for your lifetimes. But you will have to learn that from your own deep, true self. Although there are tons of healing help, that starts with your free will again.
Okay, now wait a minute. We were talking about true self. Did you remember about your true self, who you really are,
Satnam.
and who you are for your own learning? Okay,
Really
thank you.
I really like what it says right up here about using these tools, and that we need to change these uh frequencies. Um from where did it say that? Did we get to that part yet? I
Yeah,
can't tell.
that's because dark frequencies,
Yes?
you have that?
Yes, I see this.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, right here, to transform any dark frequencies within your aura. I think that's very important. Um, oh, your truth self. Actually, all of those terrible hurts are actually to use the situations for your own learning through your amazing growth for your lifetimes. But you have to learn that from your own deep, true self. Although there are tons of healing help, that starts with your free will again. I have found a really good tip. My loving needs to be all the time for my own self, for my constant healing. Do that for Mother Earth, for my aura and karmas, and truly love myself as well as others. But sometimes I just can't figure out how to love some others or some situations, such as those horrible politics. Instead, I use my true compassion from my heart breath to direct towards their dark energy, folks, because how could they must have had such terrible difficulties that could create themselves, such as from their reality, really nasty father, from fear, or for you projecting against terrible dark energies, such as getting emotionally upset or targeting against others, etc., would create your own dark energies. That's okay to know about the truth, but don't get mad or into a fight. Finally, try your amazing, energetic red ruby crystal heart center, strong heart breath to continue for a certain time daily, such as 1 hour or hopefully during all the day. Be aware for your consciousness to realize how you can feel from your mind, heart, emotions, and body for all the time. Create your incredible habit, always and becoming strong love, compassion.
Thank you, dear. Okay,
That was so big, Siri Gian.
okay. Do you kind of get it?
There's so
Anybody?
much to get. For me, it's an octopus with way more than 8 arms.
You got it.
Any chance we could read it again?
How many minutes did that take? It took us, do we want to read it again? It was so valuable. We'll definitely run late.
It's okay.
How many minutes?
I would say it took us almost 20 minutes. I bet I can trim it down a little bit this time.
How about if we each take a paragraph or
I was
something?
going to say, if you want a different voice, I'd be happy to read.
Beautiful. Yes, let's do that. I'll do it at the top, and then can you guys still see it? And then I'll try to move along with you guys.
That
Yeah.
would be great.
Why don't we start with a different voice, just so we can make the shift?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
who
this
is,
is Subsidy.
okay,
I just need to
which
back
person?
out.
So what the
Subsidy, I
line
just
of the
can't read my
person?
eyesight. I'm having some eyesight problems.
Okay,
So just, it's great. I just want to
Go
say I
for it.
can't read it.
Do you want me to go for it?
You want
Yeah.
to go alphabetical?
All right.
Okay.
is that Sahaj?
Let's just jump in. And
Yeah.
dear light, as you know, I am an intuitive, a healer, and an artist, but I am definitely not a physicist. Although Baba Suri Chand lets me know what we need. For instance, today we are understanding about Aquarian love to transform us and help our Mother Earth. But of course, we might feel that such simple, pure, and beautiful emotions within us cannot possibly use our great loving energies against such terrible murders, wars, deep hurts, world catastrophes, and so much more. But today,
Slow,
pardon me?
slow, be slowly.
Okay. But today, we are finding out about our own human energies. We have actually found us to be locked within our own human energetic heart centers. Human lineage has kept us in our own deep, dark secrets for power, control, greed, etc. And this has been during our Piscean age for at least many more ages. For our current reality framework, or our operating system that is based from the fourth dimension. Sorry, this page keeps moving. For our current reality framework, or our operating system that is based from the fourth dimension, that has been constructed for our linear time from those speed of light frequencies. As Einstein remembered, E equaled mc, named as energy equals mass times speed of light squared. That is our current fourth dimension reality. Now, this amazing Aquarian age is changing energy mechanism frequencies to the fifth dimension for our human sorry, the page disappeared.
Did it? Can you see it?
Well, it disappeared as I was finishing that sentence, so I need to go back. Okay. Now, this amazing Aquarian age is changing these energy mechanism frequencies to the fifth dimension for our humans, as well as for this whole Earth. We have found that Baba Siddhi Chand has told us that with the change of the Aquarian age, our light frequencies are incredibly speeding up. So that is the spiritual light, which is more like love as God frequencies. The result means that our new realities completely change our physical operating system as our coming consciousness. I have to keep.
So now that top line is on.
I know, but I have to keep. I should have gone in the document myself and just moved it myself, because becomes the framework for our fifth dimension. Does someone else want to read? I'm trying to keep going, but if someone else wants to read, speak.
Aagia Pal, do you want to go?
Sure.
Can you
Finish the previous. The result means that our new realities completely change our physical operating system as our coming consciousness framework becomes our fifth dimension. For instance, from the fifth dimension, you'll no longer continue your former method of linear time, which is the fourth dimension. But rather, from the fifth dimension, you can get time whenever you want, for you or others, for past, present, future, etc. Solid material can become transparent. Telepathy, telelocation, and lots more from our new consciousness know reality. About 35 years ago, when I was healing with a fellow, I heard that from his future, we found that he would be able to power his computer from his heart-loving energies. And also during that time, I was listening from soul for several people who wanted to know about their future, and I found that they would fly. I thought, how weird. How can that happen? With our sibling ET's frequencies, have outrageous abilities to help us, such as healing our human minds, emotions, and bodies. These are a few bits from the Aquarian shift for the actual new age. Here's the big deal. This means that your own key portal needs to open your own consciousness to be completely from your own free will. That doesn't just think about that, but know within you. And as we are learning, we need to have the very clear high frequencies of love that use coherent light. Pass it on, Gian Das Prem. Or Harimandir.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Baba Siri Chand has let us know that within the old fourth dimension, regular light is incoherent light. The normal light consists of waves with random, uncorrelated phases and often different frequencies, meaning that peaks and thoughts don't line up. But
Trough,
again,
troughs, peaks and troughs. Go ahead.
troughs. Oh,
Mhm.
but again, let's get a little magnified here. Excuse me. But again, ETs have whispered to scientists to develop coherent light. They were able to apply machines with lasers, holography, quantum technologies that can secure communication and precise measurements, and so on. When the scientists originally used incoherent light waves to more certain special incoherent light beams through a red ruby crystal, that yield highly synchronized light waves. That powerful light becomes a coherent light beam. And light coherent frequencies are completely needed at the time through our human Aquarian frequencies. Baba Siri Chand is delighted to use our own red ruby crystal from your own heart center. That comes from your heart breath, becomes coherent light, and then moves your strong breath from the coherent light through that velocity, from your potent energies. That becomes completely powerful, true love. So you can imagine the strong heart breath through your coherent light fifth dimension frequencies that you could use all kinds of extraordinary ET-like tools, such as building up the outrageous energies of Mother Earth. Laser quickly dig out huge tunnels, transport crafts through other galaxies and more. However, we could only use these energies within clean, pure, coherent light love. That's because dark frequencies can't move those frequencies from your heart. That is not actually evil or bad, as we thought, but those physics actually can't flow through dark energies. So, sweet ones, this is so important to transform our any dark energies within you, your aura, and karma, such as transform your harmful energies. If you compel over others, or if you allow yourself to be compelled from others because you can't be your true self, so much more. So heal, clear your energies to truly change within yourself. Actually, all of these terrible hurts are actually to use these situations for your own learning through your amazing growth through your lifetimes. But you have to learn that from your own deep true self, although there are tons of healing help, that starts with your face, with your free will again, excuse me. I have found a really good tip. My loving needs to be all the time for my own self, for my constant healing. Do that for Mother Earth, for my aura and karmas, and truly love myself as well as for others. But sometimes I just can't figure out how to love some others or situations, such as those horrible politics. Instead, I just use my true compassion from my heart breath to direct towards their dark energy fields. Because must have these had such terrible difficulties that could create that within themselves, such as from their reality, that nasty father, from fear or from your projecting, excuse me. But sometimes I just can't figure out how to love some others or situations, such as those horrible politics. Instead, I just use my true compassion from my heart breath to direct towards their dark folks, energy folks, because how must they have had such terrible difficulties that they could create themselves, such as from their really nasty father, from fear, or from projecting it against terrible dark energies, such as getting emotionally upset or targeting against others, etc., would create your own dark energies. It's okay to know about the truth, but don't get mad or get into a fight. Finally, try your amazing energies, red ruby crystal heart center, strong heart breath to continue for a certain time daily, such as 1 hour, or hopefully during all the days. Be aware your consciousness to realize how you can feel from your mind, heart, emotions, and body for all the time. Create your incredible habit always and become strong love and compassion. Waheguru.
Why?
Waheguru.
Thank you. Okay, so now Japa Saraswati meditation.
Yes, so it's 1 minute of heart pumping and 5 minutes of consciousness, no reality, which is strong heart breath, sliding from fear, no reality, no thinking, no everyday self, but only feel, just be, and then 2 minutes to become awareness and take notes.
Okay, so did you all just realized that Baba Siddhi Chand said that CNR, conscious no reality, see all of those things were all about from those things that we just learned about. Did you see those? That all comes through
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I thought for me that was great because Baba Siddhi Chand starting first for CNR. And then later he showed about the rest of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So okay, so now we're ready for 1 minute heart pumping and begin. And now begin CNR. 5 minutes. Inhale. Breathe. And listen. Two minutes.
I feel like I want more than 2 minutes.
Well, okay. We'll just try to do more. And inhale. This is 3 minutes as done. And exhale. And breathe. Because, of course, all of you are understanding so many different other things. But since Japa Saraswati has already put all of that document on our phone text, so you can look at more and later. And so you continue with our conversation after that. Okay. So now, Aagia Pal.
Oh, Siri Gian,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anybody who has to leave early because it's almost 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Also, Set City, I'm gonna turn off your camera because we're trying not to do cameras except for unless we're trying to do a reason for showing the camera, okay? Thanks, Set City.
Okay. Aagia Pal?
Okay, this is really an honor to talk about this. I'll keep it short because we've got a lot of people to talk. But I will give sort of a summary. The first thing that came to me as I was in CNR was a picture of a glacier, and the glacier was tall and it was pointy and like at the top of a mountain of sorts, and there was mist emanating from it all around the glacier. And somehow I don't know if I got underneath the glacier or chipped through the glacier. Anyway, went inside, and inside was like a geode inside, and the geode was the red ruby crystal. It was all red ruby crystal, and it took my breath away. And there was, and because we're saying we want to go deep into our heart center, and so I felt so grateful because now there I was, and then was invited to go deeper and saying that this is just the beginning of a cave of 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 geodes with red ruby crystals. So the cave goes down into earth, into Mother Earth. And yeah, it was quite an experience, and I felt like chills through my body and tingling through my arms, and and it wasn't that I needed to do anything. It was just it was like heart coherence, right? It was like I immediately went into heart coherent breathing, 6 breaths a minute, and it was like being able to um um like adjust my frequencies to this. It was a big difference in frequency, and I could feel it. And in some respects, because it was a whole new realm for me, it was a little bit scary. And it was very, very, very powerful. So it felt like my energies were already being um, transformed, upgraded, synchronized, made coherent with the energies in the inside of this cave. And so I continued the heart coherence, and then it was the what came, and this was afterwards, about heart coherence and about the red being the color of our root chakra. And so it was now a connection that I had like through my whole body, and I still have it. I'm a little bit on the shaky side, the legs are um adjusting. So I think there's a lot more, as they say, practice, 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 and for me to do. But having this initial experience, um, makes me want more. And so this is going to be the focal point for my meditation um, going forward. And I'll just end with saying, the my whole body coming together, like my heart, mind, um, physical body, and feeling what it feels like in lightness of love, feeling like this love. Um, yeah, just feeling like this love energy. And, this oneness, this real unifying frequency that I experienced. And just, really being grateful for it. And so this is a new chapter, and yeah. So thank you. That was me.
Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Mm.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Gian Das Prem.
Sat Nam. That's so beautiful. So the deep silence, and the crystalline structure and the double helix and all of the dimensions, corresponding to the waves of light and sound frequency, traveling through us, and all of these beautiful structures that have taken billions of years to create themselves, and such as our being, our way of being. So octaves, and I've been looking at the ruby structure. I'm sort of looking at it right now because I do have a couple of books through crystal vibration technology through bowls, that I do use a few. And so it's just telling me, within the deep silence, within the power of the handling of the energy through the body, and noticing the octaves correlating to the chakras and how we move through with our chanting for healing, that we're actually creating a vibration, we're creating a tone, we're coming along with that, hearing the inner voice, right, where we can find our stories, or however we're learning to write it down on paper, where the transference of information is coming through, on the frequency, right, which is the frequency, and the air and the water, they all sort of work together in the movement of the matter, within the body, that we do have that matter within us that comes out in our mucus. And so the simplicity of the way of doing good, right, of sharing, of through the caring. So it's just a really simple message. The deep silence today was beautiful after going through, let's say that last moon for me was very heavy, but there was a lot of deep silence to deal with, and the falling into the shadows and the noticing of the ways, of the past, through the high and low emotions, and the death reoccurrences, and walking with all of this that we're here with, depending on the level that we're at, right? Because what we did last week was we learned about certain, truths, through the three types of people, right? And we noticed that we have maybe lived with that in our own lives, or experienced it through other people, or however that may be for us to come through our learning experience, this classroom of, letting all of this go through us.
Gian Das
So
Prem. Gian Das
yes.
Prem. I just want to ask you, you were talking about three kinds of people. What are they?
Volunteers from Dolores Cannon's talk last week.
Oh, okay. Would you refresh that?
Well, I would just like to touch on the certain type of angel, that sometimes we have within us, that we come to a point where we say, we don't understand a lot of the things that go on here on Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can act out in certain ways, and that makes us want to say something like, I don't want to be here, FTP, which has a swear at in the four-letter word with this place after it, the derogatory statement. I don't know if I can swear here. So, and then we have other people that may have known that they've been here through other lives, even some through matter, by feeling the vibration. There are others that are here just to shine as a light, like an angel. And within our own selves, when we realize our stories or our learning that we go through other people through the time, and the energy changes, the earth shifts, the earth changes, the power within that ultimate power that we have to bring back to others, right? And we get to witness the taking and the giving and the breaking and the forgiving within our own being, right? And we carry that energy. So to try not to talk too much for myself, I did write down just hearing and listening the constant octaves within the body, because some of us do hear sounds in our brain, whether it's a ringing or a singing or this ancient light that's somehow it's coming to future light for our DNA codes, for our frequency change. And the silence that's needed for that can come through. There's a silence while we're doing voice practices, while we're doing our mantra, or we're just toning. Toning, it can even be good enough with our voice. So noticing our tone when we get to that place of emotion, for our vibratory crystal use that we are bringing out from the old matter that we have within us. So we're getting rid of that negative matter that may be carrying, something that we picked up through the earth, through our experience, or however it may be, heavy metal within inside the body. Okay. The bottle, the body, the vessel, right? So coming back to the diatonic scale and noticing the charts of energy that I can go back to with the dimensions, that there is a way for everyone to learn that science if we can just try to go in and just even look at it. It's okay. And and noticing the everyday self and where the consciousness, that non-reality, is allowing us to come through with what we're learning, whether it be through our visions, whether it be through our mind sponge experience with all of this, whether it be through the Akashic records, or going back and noticing where ideas came from, sundials, that turned into, other ways of looking up at planets and noticing. And for me personally, to get a little bit more voice for myself to go deeper, is to do a half hour of Ram Ram, Hari Ram, at least twice a week. And if I need to use a pillow inside, I could do that, because that seems to be one that, looking back in my last 7 years, that I've noticed that really helped to bring things up from the bottom. So, and thank you for all of these wonderful teachers that have come along my way, by noticing, through this practice of, sort of surrendering into that learning. And then, yeah, it's a beautiful thing in the Waheguru. Yeah. So, and the diatonic scale is there for us. It really is there for us to come into that way of saying, it's yeah. The guy says, oh, when he sees the baby come out, and the woman says, ah. Right. So then we have a chance to come, like, there's such a big circle in between those two. It's like the yawn or the sneeze. And then there's furthermore things that are simple that we can go back to and say, wow, that's really like a gift for us to go back and notice some of the simple things. And Waheguru, thank you for the relationship of the simple sun and the flower, and my ability to come through that with my practice and noticing and my diet and my voice. And yeah, it's okay. We can face anything whatever it is, whether the stars are falling or the earth is moving, we're here as a part of it. And bless each one of us with strength and the support that we have for each other, and notice that within the circle of combining that light energy. Yeah, it's so beautiful that, like that wheel inside of a wheel, it's so funny how sometimes the books just open, and I've thrown away certain books and whatnot, but they can open up and just say, oh, this, that, or the other thing, and then there it is, as we all come together. So bless the crystalline structure, and thank you for having it within us for that change, for each of our believing that DNA is changing all the time, and then looking towards science to say, okay, yes, our beliefs and all of that loop of time is the beauty of it. And yeah, millions and millions have talked and talked, and so I'm going into more deep silence.
Okay.
Why you go to?
Thank you, dear. Okay. Sahaj. Please unmute. Sahaj. Sahaj, are you there? Unmute, please.
Maybe City wants to go. Maybe Sahaj is taking a little nap or something.
Oh, okay. That'll be good.
Satanam. It's Sat
Salt
City.
City. Uh-huh.
Yes. Whoa, wow. I'm kind of blown away and gonna try to move into logical thought. So what this experience has done is I clearly realize that we have been so beautifully led step by step into this. It's like kind of climbing a mountain up the Aquarian age. I feel like it sent me back to just the random way that I got on this blessed path. And it's like Hansel and Gretel following the breadcrumbs. So it first
You got
started
it.
with,
Right.
the forest is dark and
That's right.
scary. Yeah, it was kind of intense. So I had this student who was a little crazy but wonderful, who turned me on to Kundalini yoga. This was like a real student in a university class. It was so random that he's like, it's like, I have to teach you this Kundalini yoga. I think you're gonna like, you really need this. So it turned out that that first encounter with him, and then the next breadcrumb was um Sadhna Carr got sent. She was from Italy, but being trained as a doctor in the University of Pittsburgh medical centers that were really good. She brought along her husband, Guru Tej, who marched through the streets of Pittsburgh in his full, complete bana, scaring the hell out of people with that powerful, powerful energy. Like Boston streets, dressed as this fierce warrior with emanating that powerful energy. So anyway, we got an incredible Kundalini yoga teacher, and I met Siri, which is another totally random experience, but totally clearly, step by step, the breadcrumbs following them. And then went to my first solstices. Remember that Siri where we turned around in the car? We were driving back from Florida. We were driving back toward.
That must have been the fifth dimension. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Being at these yoga camps. And then there was the most incredible man. He was a psychiatrist, and he had really started psychiatric care for juvenile delinquent kids, but he dressed in the most outlandish way with big jewels and a sword. This is like a regular psychiatrist. So that was unusual. Usually they didn't dress like an ancient warrior. And he was such a powerful presence early for me in my Kundalini training. So it was an act of courage along the way because things were so, it was like, I feel like, okay, what I'm trying to say is every step of the way has unfolded, leading, I feel like all of us into the Aquarian age, step by step, being ready. So getting ready, being prepared. And yeah, Yogi Bhajan started appearing in dreams, screaming at me. I didn't even know who it was. I'm like, who's this? This fierce man screaming at me in my dreams. You are not a sheep. You are a shepherd. So just saying, quit the victim trip and start teaching yoga all over the city, blah, blah, blah. So it's been a deepening, and Sadhakar came. And I just feel like we've all been so lovingly led step by step in each in our own unique ways into this Aquarian age as servants. That's the goal. I even then came here, and the path is interesting because I thought I was going to be living in the ashram. I totally quit a career and a job came, and then it totally fell through. And now I'm getting prepared to go back into feel really ready to go back. I found a really great place and way to teach yoga. So I hope I'm making sense. I'm just filled with love, gratitude, and trust, total trust. No fear, even though we're watching, what do we, Trump get us into like 11 wars or 7 wars? I was just looking at the stats yesterday, how many wars we've been in, how, the economy is teetering, this kind of really dangerous economy that chews up the environment and spits out people that, it's falling apart. And I'm not afraid. Um, I feel so grateful and so blessed to have had a life in a human body to be here for this incredible transformation of our entire world. Really seeing the Aquarian spirit rising, materializing, becoming solidified, even though, things look pretty scary. I'm not afraid at all. I feel total trust. I love being part of this community. It reminds me every week. And the power of solstices for me has been, I started going every winter and summer. And that was really, I'm very committed to that. It's in a transition itself, becoming much more Aquarian, and the Dharma becoming much more Aquarian. So I hope I'm making sense. My major message is, wow, I look back I have the evidence of looking back over this path to this present moment. And it's full of grace, trust, discomfort in many ways, fear that's been overcome by hope and love. And I'm so grateful to be here. This is like an anchor for me, just being able to meet once a week with you all. And I don't know what the next steps are going to be because there's a wonderful new ashram that's opened up in New Hampshire that many people are leaving Millis to go there. I think it's Peterborough. I can't remember the name, but New Hampshire was a very interesting to expand beyond the ashrams as they have been. And I did travel. Part of my journey was to travel to Missouri and live at the Kansas City ashram and think I was going to be there, and it didn't work out for various reasons. And this is where I'm supposed to be. It's all, I guess I'm keep emphasizing my theme is, wow, it should be really scary, but I'm not scared at all. I feel like I'm following the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel to not get to a wicked witch, but to get to the Aquarian age. So I hope I made sense. And with that, I pass. And thank you to each one of you. Bring such beautiful energy to this meeting, this gathering. And Siri Gian.
And Baba Chan.
and Baba Siddhi Chand. And for me, what's great is the Dharma's gotten much more comfortable with. We have Siddhi Baba Chand, my Siddhi Guru Ram Das is my Guru. I think we all get attracted to the very different kinds of paths. They're all leading to the same place. We're all traveling on this big yatra we call life together. And we're like have different states inside that. Some people I'm really have been drawn from the beginning to Guru Ram Das. Other people, it's Baba Siddhi Chand. That's great. I also have that connection, but I guess here's what it was. I feel like the Dharma, in a sense, is I did not become a Sikh, although I took Sikh vows and live a Sikh lifestyle. I'm finding ways to really elevate within my Christian tradition and bring the Aquarian perspective and approach to that path as well, because be not afraid. My own training growing up, very, very Catholic family, finding a way to be an Aquarian Catholic, which is kind of
Oops.
interesting. I hope I'm making sense, and please don't hesitate to ask me questions if I'm not making sense. But trust,
Good.
fearlessness, and know that the path is being revealed step by step. That I don't have to see far ahead and in advance, and that community is so important. So I pass. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Harimandir.
I think I'll just listen some more.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well,
Harimandir.
we would like to get your thoughts when you're ready. Is that okay?
I'm trying to figure out what my thoughts are.
Oh, I gotcha. I know there's a lot of stuff.
And that each of us are being attracted to different paths. My path right now is a total immersion over the last June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 7 months. Really doing politics at the local level, having to do with 100-year-old houses.
Right.
On a ridge that is very narrow, right in the heart of downtown Juneau. And it has taken over the entire house. And we do not have our Christmas tree up yet. The deadline is January 17th, which is when my daughter, who lives in South Korea and is here for a month now, will be having her annual birthday gathering of all her friends in Juneau. And her birthday it hasn't come and gone yet, but she's given me an extra week to get the papers out of the gathering of the huge piles of research out of the living room, and then put up a Christmas tree and have her party. And the Christmas tree will generally anyway be up through probably St. Patrick's Day at least. um, what I'm really noticing is that the things that irritate me about other people
You got it. Right.
are those things in myself that I am manifesting. So,
Isn't that amazing?
yes.
Hmm.
And it's a lovely, I won't say revelation, but I am, oh, I am now more aware of how that works. And years ago, when my mother used to come visit us here in Juneau, and we'd have to clean up everything and or I would have to make everything neat and tidy and all what's. And one year when she came, it was just too much. I couldn't do it. And so everything was like it was. It was not picked up, it wasn't organized. And she didn't say a thing.
Wow.
Just she really couldn't. Um, she just had to accept that that's the way the life was.
Mhm.
So last year when Jossie was here, she was really annoyed at what I was doing and who I was and our relationship. And she was, she said she had to go out and drink with her friend every day in order to be able to be with us at night, which wasn't a great situation. And this year, with the papers all over the living room and no tree up, and she's lovely, and she's being, and the few times that she gets irritated, it just I see myself in that irritation. Uh,
There you go.
so that's where I am at the moment.
Okay. And you remember about Yogi Bhajan for the Aquarian age? The first one, recognize that your other person is
Is
you.
you.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
amazing.
And the other one that um, I carry with me all the time when I think of it is what is it? When time is on you, start.
Yes.
Time will be off you.
There you go. That's true.
It's getting the start that is the big um, keeping that start pieces of it every day.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Something similar for me and my daughter, similar.
Um,
And now it's working so beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Did you spend the holiday with them?
Oh, yes. Mhm. Yeah, we're just 20 minutes away,
Oh,
but we had, what do you call it? Uh, Christmas dinner here. So in my own apartment.
wow.
It was lovely. No, I see her all the time. Okay. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we hear Sahaj again?
I had a lovely respite. I fell asleep and I woke up feeling very peaceful, which I have not been feeling.
Say it again.
I said I fell asleep for a while. I had a really disturbing thing happen yesterday, and have been like trying to get and maintain my ground ever since. And yeah, so I fell asleep for a little while.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to take in everything that was, that we read earlier in the context of what is happening for me. Today is I'm not sure I can do this right now. Today is the birthday of my firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a separation between us right now because I think my son's death was just too much. And they can't really, I think that they're just having enough coping with themselves anyways. And tomorrow is the death anniversary for my son. And I'm living in this beautiful, beautiful space, but there's the apartment manager is really deeply unbalanced and has made me a target and just keeps harassing me and put another eviction notice on my door last night.
Oh, what's
Claiming
happening?
he's really deeply unbalanced.
Somebody did something against you?
Yeah, the guy who's the building manager here, because it all started from something. He freaked out. He's I believe he has traumatic brain injury or something. I mean, he has an absolute lack of executive function control. He loses control. He just it was just he can't process information.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there for a simple thing. It's just something he screwed up. They charged me my rent twice, and so it bounced a check. When I went and fixed it with my bank, the bank was fine because I'd been in touch with them about it, but I didn't have a double rent to pay that month. And it's just this he's just a really, really creepy person. And I went in, to make a long story short, I went in, this was a while back in August. I had just come back from dealing with my son's estate and just trying to rest.
Exactly.
And this thing
Okay.
happened, and I was like, I emailed him and said, hey, here's the thing. uh First I went and talked to him. Anyways, I don't want to get into that whole story. It's just it's something that could have been taken care of in 90 seconds. But first of all, he can't process information on the fly, even the most basic stuff.
Right.
And then, so I could see that. And so I let it go. I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I can't deal with this. I'll just let it go. It's not critical. My bank is, I'm square with the bank. That's fine. And so 2 weeks go by and nothing. And meanwhile, I find out they're charging me a fee for what they did. So I wrote
Okay.
an email. I wrote it all out and said, hey,
Good.
can you
Okay.
rectify this? And then he said,
Sahaj,
come. Yes.
would you please have heart breath? Remember, in
Yeah.
your red ruby heart center, and listen from soul or Baba's City Chant. And let's have you for at least 1 minute, maybe more. Okay, and everybody else continue with heart breath and continue to get that situation and breathe. Now, go. Is that okay, Sahaj?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Inhale and begin. Inhale, exhale, and breathe. Hi. Okay. So how are you doing?
Just, I'm so tired of this. I just want some peace.
Say it again.
I just want some peace. I just want some peace. And I have this crazy person just hounding me because he's really unbalanced and he keeps threatening me and they're absurd things, but I still have to deal with them. And I
Okay.
don't have the energy to do it and I just need help.
Okay. Ask Baba Siddhi and Soul to someone to help you.
I'm asking, believe me, I'm asking.
Say it again.
I have been asking.
Okay. Just stay with heart breath. You got it?
Yeah.
Stay with that. Breathe. Everybody continue that. And be your own loving. Oh, and compassion. Don't forget. If you don't have loving, stay with compassion. You feel that? Do it now. Okay. Now, what I felt about. Maybe Harimandir has an incredibly loving husband. Okay. And he's a lawyer. And maybe we'll just ask if he would like to do a few things to do something about that crazy guy.
I definitely need that
Okay.
because it's when someone comes in from outside
Mhm.
that can set him down, but he's just his brother's the maintenance guy and his father's his boss. It's really crazy.
Okay. I'm sorry. Stay with compassion.
So,
Stay with loving. Okay.
yes.
I mean, I
I
can't.
get that, but I just also want to tell you there's like an underlying violence there that's really scary. I came out yesterday and this notice was on my door, and my wreath that someone had lovingly made for me was broken into pieces.
Oh,
I
oof.
feel that this place is not safe for you. I feel
I
the
don't project that at me. I don't want to hear that.
that you're the one saying violence, and you're the one saying
Stop. Just stop. Please just stop. Stop.
concerned. And please don't.
I'm asking you to stop and you're not stopping. Why are you not stopping?
Okay.
You
Sahaj?
think I don't understand that? I
Yeah.
don't. I'm,
Okay.
Can I,
So,
this is Sut City
yes.
from Seoul. What I'm getting is we need to all pray and support you in the alternative that's waiting for you, a safe alternative.
I want my home. I want my beautiful home. I don't want to be chased out by this crazy person.
Okay.
Sahaj, I'm going to be very forceful here. Do you remember about free will? Do you understand that? We're asking you to please change. Do you understand that?
Change what?
Into uh, under, let's say, under for heart breath from all of us. Did you hear
Yes.
that?
Yes. I just don't want opinions.
Okay.
I'm
So,
trying. I've been trying very hard.
okay, now it's time for you to change within your own free will to change yourself. Do you understand that?
I
Because
understand what you're saying, but
I'm asking you to change yourself. Do you
wasn't even going to come this morning.
Okay, now wait. Did you understand what I told you?
I don't know I can't.
To change your mind, your understanding, to stay with heart breath and to stay with pure compassion. That's it. Instead of fear. And that way could help you. Do you understand that?
Yes, do you understand why I was not wanting to hear about being unsafe, to be being told that I'm unsafe? I don't want to hear that.
I know that. But there you go.
Not helping.
I'm so sorry, my dear. Okay, because we are all sending your pure love. Okay? Because your free will, you need to, in your own self, change.
I know I set myself last night that I was going to just have peace today and tomorrow, that I was going to reserve that time for me.
Okay. And that these are the kinds of things that is happening with the Aquarian shift. Because this is the time that all of us need to learn from all of us, from all that difficult crappy. Do you understand? For your
Yes.
free will to change ourselves to our, from the dark to our lightness. That's it. Okay. Thank you, dear. We all totally love you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bless you, dear. Okay. Japa Saraswati.
Satnam, I just had a revelation from this from Sahaj, from also relating to our conversation last week and then tying it into my tremendous big notes from this week. So I feel that it's messy, but what I'm just understanding now from Sahaj about the words, and I don't want to trigger you because that's not my intention whatsoever. So I want everybody to do heart breath so I say the right things. Um, so when I was at the ashram, I felt targeted and I felt like it was violence against me and that I really wanted to live there because I had invested heavily and fully bought in to everything, and it's geographically and all of the other reasons, it was my home, and 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 it wasn't right for me to live there because I was being targeted, and I felt kind of affronted at the idea last week when I was told that I was the one that needed to change instead of they needed to just follow the laws and the rules, and that we're, how do I say it? Protecting the status quo and and condoning the bullying. The bully still gets to be the bully in the world and still gets to pick on people, and then it's me, the little guy, that has to move, and I mean physically move. I'm gonna get a moving truck and move my stuff, this month. And that's hard. It's incredibly hard. Um it's incredibly hard. Um And I guess I understand it from that perspective, that it's still me that needs to change to recognize that I find, at least in myself, that it's part of that, the way that I was raised, to that it was slightly uncomfortable like that. So I'm recreating some of those uncomfortable patterns in the places that I chose to live, like the ashram and like other places as well. And that it's me that needs to change to magnetize to finding the place that doesn't have that. And it really is hard to move. So now I'm going to even tie that back in at the end of this big message from Baba Siddhi, because at the beginning of the CNR, what I felt was like, I want to say like a slalom. It's been snowing all night and all day here, and it's really a powdery snow, and it's covering the trees. And when the wind kicks up, the snow just falls in great plumes, and the wind blows it, and the squirrels knock it down, and it's just amazing. And the everything is white, but with, I can't even describe it, white everywhere with mist in the air, very misty, which was really similar, I felt, to Aagia Pal's initial imagery of the glacier with the mist, because the mist, what Baba was showing me, I think this was from a couple of weeks ago too, but it was about the water being in the air and about transubstantiation, about how we're in this liminal space where everything is changing state. And what else it reminded me of was the time that Baba took me to Samadhi, or that I was in Samadhi with Baba, and there were all of these clouds around, and there was nothing. And I felt like I should feel cold, but I did not feel cold. And I want to come back to that because that's about consciousness non-reality, of that looking around and feeling like, oh, wow, this should be cold, but actually it's not cold. That's part of consciousness non-reality. That's part of the just being. And it's also part of this protective thing of consciousness non-reality, that we can be protected and totally not affected by those elements. He's showing it like I'm feeling like the shield of Archangel Michael. So anyway, the snow and the mist is about transubstantiation, telelocation, and telepathy, and just this total, I want to say, like mushification of total reality. And then what he showed me was well, and this is funny, but Ed Sanders was, I don't know if any of you read Tales of Beatnik Glory, maybe Sut City, I don't know. Anyway, it came out, I want to say, in like 1952, and he coined the phrase imgrat, for immediate gratification. And he was talking about how the post-war generation, like these beatniks, they wanted immediate gratification. It was like they were done with their agrarian farm lives, and now they were all for the city, and one, two, three. And I just felt this. So what Bubba showed me was, do you remember last week I said something like, with Bubba City Chant had been showing me lessons about time, that time is flowing different than it was when he was in his earthly body, that time was just different. And and part of what he showed me was that from the Dolores Canon, the four volunteers, or also the four asramas, which are the four stages of life, that those happen throughout every lifetime. You know, if we live long enough, then we will go through all of those phases, or that's what I understood. I'm not sure if I really said it as clearly last week, but that even for the four volunteers, that we experience all of those phases through our lifetime, if we live long enough, if we give it long enough, and maybe it comes from other lifetimes of experience causing us to get there. But anyway, I have to see this. I have to turn on a light. Oh, so what he said is that time has changed and it has compressed, and that this means that he called it light travel, that we can now do light travel, which is like all of those things like transubstantiation and telepathy. And he showed that the way that uh to do it is to go with the sattvic energies, anything that's sattvic, either in media or food or even in thought forms, um, that is how that's really how we embrace the that's really how we can embrace the change. He showed me that tamasic energy is tempting, but that what he said was that tamasic will bring you temporary comforts, but that the discomfort will be longer. And that if we go for the sattvic thing, that basically that will aid our transubstantiation, and that will benefit us or promote us in the long run. And what else he showed me was about being the honest, true self. So about being sattvic, he showed me that like I feel like we're often told, especially even in spiritual communities, that we're told not to be able to display the bad things, whether it's our grief or our pain or the places where we've been hurt or injured or bruised. Um, that there's this real effort to kind of jump over it, like that I'm spiritual enough, I can just cope on, sort of. And what he showed me was actually to be more in the true self, to really acknowledge, fully acknowledge the injuries and the griefs and the hurts. But what he showed me was, and that's not being non-sattvic, that's actually just being in yourself, but also to embrace consciousness non-reality when and where we can. Um, because, okay, so, but what he showed me was also about the vulnerability, that vulnerability is intimacy, or vulnerability, you can be vulnerable when it's appropriate, that it is intimacy, but that you can only do it with other people who really love you and are not going to exploit that, and that there are people who will exploit it when you show them your vulnerabilities. And that's actually why it has to be intimate. Like, it can't be just for everybody to see your vulnerabilities, is because there are unscrupulous people who would like to exploit that. And wait a minute, what does that say? Oh, he said that though, that it's important to do it, and that it's important to do it in places where it's safe, amongst people that it's safe to show your grief, show your pain, show your injuries to, so that you can heal in group consciousness together. That it's not about hiding from your true self. And then he also showed, so he really showed about consciousness non-reality. And this is, I feel this, I'm sending this for Sahaj. I'm also using it for myself with Baba Siddhi Chand, because I'm kind of freaked out. I only just realized in the last day or two that I'm going to have to move my stuff, basically based on that conversation from last week, the meditation from last week. I have to take my stuff out of Millis, and I don't have another space to bring it to. It can't come to this house because this house is already full. And and I have to rent a truck and hire a boy to help me, and probably hire a main boy and then truck him down to Massachusetts. Um and oh, we lost somebody. I can't tell who.
Oh,
It's Aagia Pal.
Aagia Pal, she has a different appointment.
Oh, of course. Well, I think that's just what I was saying was, sorry, I got lost in the story, because it's about, what he showed me was about the shield of Archangel Michael, and to use consciousness non-reality to boost up your electromagnetic field, that it will act like that protective shield, like the way that I was seeing the cold mist around me, the cold snow around me, but not feeling the cold, that these spiritual protections will amplify our electromagnetic field and help us, and to just use. I visualize actually also Baba Siddhi Chand, like I ask him, oh my gosh, all the time, just for help. For, I think I told you guys, in Haiti, the hills were so steep, and my friend would push me up the hill very gently and call it power assist. And so it was just like a little assistance, a little boost going up the hill, and it was so nice. Anyway, I visualize Baba Siddhi Chand giving me power assist all the time when I have to go through something especially rough or tough. And so, like, I'm visualizing that for Harimandir's house project, saving the house project, as well as, whatever happens with the house project, and Sahaj's house project, and my house project. And, we've all got these house projects, and Baba is, he's giving us each power assist. I think that's my message.
Okay, well, that's great.
Yeah.
And do you know that I was writing for this message during that time, I was thinking about Japa Saraswati, about your healing for that problem. And look, it's happening.
Well, please, I appreciate your continued heart breath because I only have just, am realizing the steps I'm going to have to do. And I feel, um, you know, good about being able to use the energy better here, to consolidate my energy, brahmacharya, right use of energy. So I feel good about being able to use my energy more efficiently, but I also am a bit overwhelmed and daunted because it's winter. We've got snow all over the place, and I've only got like 4 days off this month. So I have to wedge it in with, truck rentals and a 19-year-old boy who's a bit of a space cadet. Um, so we're gonna do it though. We're gonna do it. I know, and I felt that it's a weird time of year to do anything like that, you know?
But isn't that incredible?
It is, it is.
Because what you are doing is changing with your own free will and doing that to listen to all of those spirit people, like,
Mm.
and so on.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's good. See how things are changing.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
this is how we do this for the Aquarian shift. And it's not really, but it can be very, very hard to change.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yes. But look at, you're going to do it so well. Thank you. Okay. So now we are ready for our song. And thank you for our time. And remember, you can listen to that primer again.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your phone.
And I'll put it on the recording. I'll put it in the description so anybody that wants to read along in a static way will be able to just to click right on the description on the video if you want to read along with it and listen to this again.
Okay. And can you also send it to the, wait a minute, for the email? Is that possible?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll do my
So
best.
good. Perfect. Thank you. And we all stay with Sahaj's love. Thank you, dear.
Big time.
Okay. Right. Okay. So now, Harimandir, can you lead us to sing?
I will, and I'm asking to add celestial communication, so physically do the song and the meditation.
Can we see you for your video to do that?
I don't know.
I think you're doing it.
Uh, it's okay.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, so inhale. May the
May the long
sun
time
shine upon you. All love surround
around you,
and
and the
your light
light within you,
guide your
your way on.
may
The
the
long time sun
on
shine
you
on you,
all love surround
surround you,
and
and the pure light
with
within
you
you.
Guide your way on.
way on.
Guide your
Guide your way on.
guide your way.
Way on. Inhale. Nam. Bless you all as we move with our beautiful path. See you. Okay.
Satnam.
Mwah.
Bye. Love you all.
Love you. See you.